Hi, I'm Ken DiPercio. We're going to go ahead and evaluate James's craniosacral system. The craniosacral system is the production and reabsorption of cerebrospinal fluid around the brain and spinal cord, and it moves the body in a particular way. Where we don't feel the correct motion in the craniosacral rhythm, we have restrictions that later we're going to go in and release. Let's go ahead and start with the heels. We'll put hands under the heels, not under the ankles, under the heels. And we're going to feel for the craniosacral rhythm, which is felt as an external rotation when the system is filling with fluid. And then internal rotation, the emptying phase of the cycle. Craniosacral flexion is the name for the filling phase of the cycle. We're moving away from the center and then back toward the center. We get pretty good movement here, so we're going to move up to the dorsums. We touch the dorsums with 1 to 5 grams of pressure, following the rhythm once again into external rotation, 3 to 5 seconds, and then internal rotation for 3 to 5 seconds. Filling, craniosacral flexion, and then emptying, craniosacral extension, and we have good movement here as well. We're going to move up to the thighs. We're going to go mid-thighs, halfway between the knees and hips. Place the hands with very light pressure on the surfaces, as if you were 2 leaves on a stream. Just moving along with whatever rhythm presents. Here we go, widening, externally rotating in flexion, narrowing, internally rotating in extension. And the rhythm feels normal and powerful at the thighs. We're going to find the ASISs or hips. And here we find a little aberrant quality to the rhythm. We're moving left with both bones, then back to the center, and then right. So instead of getting flexion, filling, extension, emptying, we're getting left, right. The rhythm is out of synchrony. We're moving up to the rib cage. And again, the rhythm now returns to its normal flow. The ribs widening or externally rotating, and then narrowing, internally rotating. You might see some slight movements of your hands as the rhythm moves, widening and narrowing. So it feels good here, no restrictions. We're going to move up to the shoulders, clavicles or distal ends of the clavicles, following the narrowing, and then widening. Narrowing, emptying, craniosacral extension, widening, filling, craniosacral flexion. And the rhythm feels fairly strong here as well. We're going to move up to the head. Place the hands together and on top of the cranium. Make very light contact and allow the head to move your hands with the rhythm, like a balloon filling for 3 to 5 seconds in flexion, and then emptying, the hands coming toward each other in extension, and filling, and emptying. And the rhythm feels balanced and powerful. So we come underneath the head, one hand on the occiput, one hand on the frontal bone. I rest my elbow on the table for support, and we're going to move our hands with the movement that's presented. Widening and narrowing, widening, flexion, and narrowing, extension. So my evaluation is complete. We've checked all the listening stations, and the only restriction I find is in the hips that seem to be shearing to the left and out of synchrony with the craniosacral rhythm.